Hello, everyone, and welcome to Snap Take. They made Firelord a 4/7, which is the kind of buff that makes us look at a card, but usually doesn't do very much. Turns out we were just sleeping on the wrong card. In the deck with all the other cards, that's Head is on Fire, the Phoenix Force, and Firehair, this is amazing. Jet has a 73% win rate. We've got the Firelord Cook of Firelord Cooks for you later this video. But before we talk about that, we've got to talk about a couple of decks that Cougar, that is the most recent Golden Gauntlet tournament winner, has cracked the top 20 with. We're not going to do a full guide for this first one. I just want to shout this out as a powerful thing you could be doing. This is what a tech build looks like now. The thing I want to call out about this is that Luna Snow is having an absolute moment with Cosmic Ghost Rider. Being able to play Luna, then follow that up immediately with Cosmic Ghost Rider, it ruins opponents. It just wrecks opponents. It turns off their snowball. Their snowball is now off. They don't get the energy. They have this dead one drop. You get the energy. You're good to go. That is obviously a very powerful play, especially as numerous decks will immediately try and blow up the snowball and end up clogging themselves. You can get a snap off this for a bunch of extra power. This is what a tech deck sort of looks like right now. There's not a lot of tech left, but Victoria Hand is largely the home of tech. Even with Shadow King as a 3/4, it still remains the best current home for Shadow King. It's one of the best homes for Juggernaut, and it is a great home for Cosmic Ghost Rider, while it uses a power package to go with these three tech cards using Victoria Hand and all the hand generators. There's nothing super fancy here. This isn't a complicated deck. In fact, we've covered decks that are probably no more than 2 or 3 cards different from this about 10 different times on the channel. I think we might have actually covered these exact 12, except instead of that Cosmic Ghost Rider spot, it was Infinity Ultron. So we're not going to go over this in any great detail. Instead, we're going to talk about the Daken hand list, which is a deck that just says, I'm going to have like 4 ways, Frigga, Prodigy, Bastion, Moon Girl, to copy the Victoria hand or the Daken. And if I can get that many copies, I auto win. So 4 ways says if I see hand or Daken early, I will find a way to copy it. If I find a way to copy it, I will find a way to win this game. It's a really powerful list. Let's break it down. If you'd like to find the winner of the Golden Gauntlet, he streams about once a week at twitch.tv/Cougar. That's double the O and triple the R. Go check him out. One of the best players in the world. We've been telling you about him for months and months and months on this channel. This deck needs Daken, Bastion, Frigga, Victoria Hand, and Grandmaster. Sorry. All right. So if you don't have, I don't know why I keep writing misery here. Excuse me. You are going to need the 4 drops. If you don't have Nico, you can run Blade. If you don't have Surge, you can run Swarm, and then you're going to try and cut a couple things to run a little more discard, right? So you're going to cut Nico and run a Blade, and then you're going to try and fit for one of the 2 drops, which is going to hurt the deck, a Colleen Wing, because you don't have like a real choice. And then like you're going to hope for the very best that way. It really, really weakens the list, but it's sort of all you got if you don't have that Surge, who's actually kind of important here. Okay, so this is a top 20 deck as of right now. Turn 1, you want Quinjet. You hold Nico unless it's destroy or copy early. Turn 2, Victoria Hand if you have Bastion or Frigga. If not, you play Surge. Turn 3, we want Daken over, or if we want to Frigga the hand, that's totally fine. We're probably snapping if we're frigging the hand because then we can probably Moon Girl or Bastion it too, which means just we're going crazy. So Daken or Frigga, if we play Daken, we can usually snap because we have so many ways to get extra Dakens once he's on the board. We can play Frigga, we can play Bastion, we can even Prodigy him, but we are going to want a second copy. We can go Bullseye, just turn 3 just fine over a 2/1, and there's no burst combo. Ignore the burst combo thing. I'm so used to writing burst combo on old Victoria hand list. Excuse me. Turn 4, you copy Daken, or you play Moon Girl or 2/2. You can also obviously play Bastion instead of Moon Girl. Turn 5, Bullseye or Daken into 2 or generate cards. Next turn, we're going Daken, the second Daken and Grandmaster to trigger Bullseye. We're doing Shards and Killmonger or Victoria Hand cards. So, like, this is genuinely super gross, right? There's so much power here. You can go Daken into Frigga into Bullseye, Grandmaster Daken. You can go Daken into Frigga into Bullseye into extra Daken, and then if you can figure out exactly how to place it right, you can play a Prodigy to get an extra shard, so you can discard 3. You can play Daken into Bastion with Quinjet out. Now you have a 1/3 Daken, and you can play that Daken with a Grandmaster immediately. You can play Moon Girl and go Daken Grandmaster, right, and then play a second Daken, and then play 3 Killmonger. You just have a million different plays with this deck. It's utterly, utterly disgusting. That last one didn't work. But if you go Moon Girl into Bullseye into Daken. You end up with two 16 power Dakens. That'll work. Or you could have some hot locations, whatever as the case may be. There's a million different little ways to do it. There's a million different little ways to combo and get a crazy amount of power out with this deck. If you want to do Bullseye silly shenanigans, this is one of the better silly shenanigans decks. I'm personally partial to like all of the Jocasta stuff, but the Jocasta stuff is very, 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 very worried about its positioning. A Juggernaut ruins it. A Cosmic Ghost Rider ruins it. Cosmic Ghost Rider and Daken doesn't stop the charge from giving him power. You have so many Victoria hands in this list that you don't have to worry about it. This is a really powerful and really cool list, one I urge you to give a try if you just want to put up points and watch numbers go burr while you're playing a bunch of combos. But as cool as this deck is, it's not the deck we're going to focus on. Before we get to that deck, if you're willing to please hit that sub button, it would really help us out as we bring you more Marvel Snap videos than anyone in this community, featuring the very best decks before anyone else gets to them. In addition, we are giving away a season pass this week. Sub, like, and comment in order to enter to win the season pass. We've given away 2. Check the community posts for the 2 we're giving away. We gave away last week. See if you won. All right. I can't wait any longer. Jet's Monster Reborn is unbelievably cool. This is the deck that is trying to bring back Cassandra Nova and Sage multiple times, or even once for enough power. And when it does so at the end of the game, you've got this like double super power combo. Firelord works basically as an extra Phoenix Force in this if you do it right. This list is gloriously strong. It puts up a crazy amount of points, and it's so hard to play against. The only card that hasn't been in this deck for a long time, I think, is Juggernaut, and Juggernaut is utterly and amazingly brilliant in this list. We gotta break it down. We gotta talk about this. You can find the Ultimate Phoenix Force player Jet at twitch.tv/Jet13. He finds a million ways to use Phoenix Force as just the coolest freaking card. This deck needs Firelord, Firehair, Peef, Phoenix Force, Sage, Cassandra, Elixir, and Misery. I know, I'm sorry. Luna can be Hope. Luna is better, but Hope is fine. Kid Omega can be the Carnage without losing to very much trouble. All right, so let's talk about what each card does. Zabu gives you Force Cheaper. That allows you to combo some shenanigans. If you see it early enough, especially if you manage to double it, you can end up doing like a Firelord and an Elixir at the end of the game. And your Firelord and Elixir is, if let's say you get the Firelord down to 2, the Elixir down to 2, you can manage to play other things for a lot of power here, and it ends up working out really great. Kid Omega gives you an immediate destroy on Cassandra. Usually, once in a while, you'll blow something else up. It is usually Cassandra, especially if you have Firehair out. So you will go. So you will get that extra power on Kid Omega, and then that extra power on Firehair. It works out great. It's incredibly strong. Kid Omega is also nice to set up your Phoenix Force. Sometimes you're going to just go Kid Omega into Cassandra or Sage into Phoenix Force without too much trouble, without overstressing or overthinking it, and then you should be in an incredibly powerful spot to win that game as well. There's a lot of plays like that just win with the Kid Omega. He puts up, again, a lot of power. One of the things we're trying to do with Firehair, Phoenix Force, Firelord, and Misery here is get as many ongoing triggers as possible. Multiple Sages, multiple Cassandra Novas is very strong. That is the fundamental logic of the deck. So we have a million ways to, like, Firehair will be copying that Cassandra or Sage as you destroy them, right? And then when you bring them back, they will re-trigger for extra power. Misery will re-trigger them as they get destroyed, so they will come back with extra power. Venom keeps the power of the thing you destroy. So if you make yourself a big Sage or Cassandra Nova and then you Venom it, you've kept that power and you've got another trigger off Firehair, or you can still bring it back with your other key cards. Luna is a card you want to be careful of destroying. Phoenix Force and Elixir can bring back Luna. Firelord cannot. But Luna's just 6 power, and that extra energy is huge, especially when you get it off with Zabu. Juggernaut gives you a nice cheap way to end the game with some power. It's also really great at disrupting the combos, the Jocasta shit that's everywhere. All that stuff can be hit by Juggernaut. Peef and Firelord are on reveal triggers, and then Misery gives you even more triggers while also just being a really nice 9 power. So with this, Jet is 27 and 10 is 73% win rate. This is the deck I plan to play on stream today if you're interested in stopping by to hang out. Turn 1 Zabu, turn 2 Kid Omega is more or less equal to Firehair, which is better than Zabu. Depends what I have. If I'm going to play my Misery, I might want to get out my Firehair. If I don't have any other destroy, I'm going to have to get out Kid Omega. Turn 3, I want Cassandra, and I can if I blow that up, great. I can also play Luna or Sage here. I can drop Cassandra Nova on that. Misery on that Cassandra Nova, or if I blow up that Cassandra Nova, I can drop Phoenix Force. You can also play Phoenix Force on Cassandra Nova. Then if you Misery on top of that pile next turn, it will not destroy the Phoenix Force, but you will get the extra Phoenix Force that is Cassandra and retrigger. Turn, you can also just go a 3+2 this turn if you played Luna. Like if you played Luna, now you can go Sage and like Kin Omega, Sage and Firehair, anything along those lines. Turn 5, we want to, if possible, destroy Cast and Sage. If we destroy something else already, we can bring something back. Just Cast and Sage in one lane, followed by a Venom is fine, because what we'd like to do last turn is play Firelord or Phoenix Force to get back Cassandra or Sage, and then we'd like to play Elixir to get back the other Cassandra or Sage. We can even control how this works if we play them in certain orders. We can destroy one earlier if we want to make sure each goes in a particular lane. This usually wins, especially when combined with Firehair. It's disgusting. If you only have part of the combo, use Juggernaut. That's what Zabu is really for, what Luna is really for, because if you only have part of the combo, you got Zabu out. Maybe you can get the Phoenix Force Firelord as 3s. Maybe you can get one as a 3 and use the Luna Snow to give you the other. I love this list. Play this list. This should not work, but it works incredibly well. It is just like pure combos of giant numbers with less and less Shadow King out there, with less and less Shang-Chi out there. You can just combo off. This deck can counter almost anything and put up more power than almost anything. Enjoy it. Love it. Love all the people with fiery hair. We've got 3 fiery hair monsters in this list, and then of course Kid Omega with his pink puff, which always reminds me of oh my god, I'm gonna get this name wrong. Iori from King of Fighters, right? Like, at least, is it just me? Does anyone else see young Iori and Kid Omega? All right, and we also have Misery with her mop of like red hair. Let's go Fire Hair, the deck. I hope you enjoy this deck. I really, really, really love it, and I think it's worth messing with. Remember, you are trying to get as many honor vills as possible in order to bring back a giant Cassandra Nova and Sage at the end of the game to win. In the process, make yourself a big Fire Hair to compete everywhere. Before we go forward, please check out a stream at twitch.tv/PulseGlazer. I should be live. I'm going apartment shopping right around when this goes live, so I should be live a little bit after, assuming that I can keep my eyes open. So hopefully I'll see you there. And then we are also asking a season pass question. You may not have played it. Feel free to say I have not played it if you have not. But my question is simple. What is the best Dragon Quest? Which Dragon Quest is Dragon best? I asked for Final Fantasy the other day, and there was a lot of really, really spirited and cool debate. I didn't agree with a lot of people, but it was really cool to watch the conversation happen. So we're going to ask the same thing for Dragon Quest. I'm going to ask a few games for a while. So why the hell not have this conversation in my comments? All right. So what is the best Dragon Quest? My favorite is 5. I absolutely adore 5. I played it on my phone and then I played it on the 3DS. It is an unbelievably good game. It's genuine. It's the most touching game with a silent protagonist ever, where you really, really feel for that protagonist. It's the best self-insert ever. I don't know if I really, really loved 11. I really, really loved 8. I really, really loved 4. And I need to wait for the remake for 7. 3 was good, not as good as everyone says. And then, yeah. And I didn't play 9. So that's where I land on my Dragon Quest. Where do you land on Dragon Quest? If you didn't play it, feel free to drop that. You're still free to enter to win the season pass. Also, before we go forward, I'm making Raid Shadow Legend videos, and if you like Dragon Quest, if you like Final Fantasy, Raid's really freaking fun, friends. It's not like story; it's a game that's like about patience and time. And I know people like unsub whenever I say this because like, it's a meme. I hate it. That's fine. You're welcome to feel whatever you want about whatever you want, and sub or not sub for whatever you want. I hope you stay stubbed. I hope you check out content. But I'm having so freaking much fun in that game. I'm like a month and a half in, and like I'm not spending. I've spent like I think $40 ish just screwing around because I want to make better content, not because I have to. But like I'm enjoying the crap out of it. There'll be a video in the next day or two where I review the 3 Ninja Turtles characters I have and what equipment I have on them and stuff, and we'll talk about it and we'll talk about how to improve them and what I do know and don't know and all that good stuff. If you want to check it out, it would mean a lot. The YouTube algorithm has completely buried those videos. That's why I'm taking a minute to talk about this, because it would be nice if a few of you were willing to check it out. If you're not, hey, no harm, no foul. But if you're willing to check it out, it would help out. Certain tiers of support on our Patreon come with honor. Thanks. Let's say thank you to a whole bunch of people, starting with Jones A, Snapped 22, Abigail Geeson, Mandatory Burnout, LAB Inc., Iron Frostman, Iron Cloak. Hi, Iron Cloak. Thank you for being here. Oh, I got a update. Hota Nevedete, Primed Ryan of the Prime Mind app, Ryan Burke, Ryan Wood, Snap, Ren Wrench, Group Math. Let me know if it's okay to call you that, Group Math. Go for Kev, Caretix Lee, The King of Questions, Koi Ray, Kazushi, Archangel, 3K, Black Dahlia, Pyro, Goatsy, Code, Hollowed, Synth, Fat Nick, Absolute Shannon, Hey Shan, Turtay, Dark Moogle, Mr. Kerfuffle, Cables, Back Home, Jinja Prime, Philly's also finally back, Haplo, Kenny Loggins, Oda, Danger Zone, The Bizza, Black Tubers 23, Exorcy, and the Skippy GR Rhyming Friends. Jessica Gamble, Slush Jeff, winner of the first ever Snap Judgments League, by the way. The Kinger Bros, Bro, The Greek Zoo, Werewolf, Kevsey Oda, Colt, welcome aboard, Colt. Clam, Colonel, Forbin, David Moo, Wingfield, Stephen, Brian Kaufman, Martin, Jason, Billy Nix, William Nichols, Ray Sean Smith, Charles, Chucky, Washington, thanks for that awesome comment. Corbin, John Q, and Jimmy McHugh are Cute Town. You stout. Not 7th Sage, not 9th Sage, but the 8th Sage. One big man. Cactus, Steve-O, Yomargo, Ted Bro, Quid Bro, Joe, and Snap Decisions Joe. Check out that podcast, Snap Decisions. Bickety Boom Bop. Bricks. Not 3, 2-click. Welcome back to Ocularis. Green Goblin, Flan 56, Spectrum Mix, Hoot, Only Fox, Matt H, DJ, Mikey Hijinks, Don't Frickin' Flex, Nick, yeah, it's Nick, the Greek Geek, Toxic Soul King, Zadric 74, the King of Killer, JJ, Dead Man Falcon, Fopler, Newman, Two Ties, the Great Lord as the Pirate King Tucker, and of course, Gunny T, where the T stands for. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed this video. Hopefully you didn't mind my little chat with you at the end, and thanks for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow for more Snap Take. Peace. Oh, before I go, there's a big surprise coming later today. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a big surprise. Just wait for it.